here, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? I'm blessed. No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the Navic blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Artsy Bible Nerd, good to see you today, friend. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope all is well. Got anything special going on? I'm trying to find that. That is no longer there. I don't know why. One of the docs has disappeared from things, so I got to go over here to edit. There we go. I was at, what was it called? Well, I was at 2 conferences over the weekend. One was an expo, the other was a conference for digital game creators, but across the hallway was, what was it? Realm? Something Realm. Realm Creators, something like that. Realm Creators Expo, and got to talk with several people that were doing comic books. And one of them was a brother and sister team that were doing it together. And what was interesting is they had a flip comic book. So you read from one side, and the comic was going to be a superhero story, and then you flip it over the other way. You flip it, and then you read from the other direction, and then it was more of a sci-fi. And so they're set in the same world, but in different eras of time. And so you can still get to learn the world through the lore of everything. They only have 2 books that they had published so far, and then working on others. But I was trying to convince them they should be Twitch streamers, and they should stream, doing all of their artwork online, or at least some of it they could do that way. So if they show up, I will let you two good. Good morning, good. Trying to remember, it's Ally or Ally. It's Ally, right? Ally to good. I know I got it wrong last time, and it took a while, so I'm trying to remember if that's what it is. Ally to good. Okay. Glad to have you in here. So I did get the stream avatar started, but I could not figure out how to make these things smaller and take the names off of it. It was the first one. I don't remember which one I said first. But I got them back on here, so we've got those. And then it didn't auto set me on SpongeBob. It's got me at this weird other thing, which I think that's probably an eel, a moray eel. So it's not too awful. I'm not opposed to it, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay, bum. I still need to get my Stream Deck up and running. But anyway, I'm wondering, I don't remember how long Deuteronomy 5 is, because I really, when we get to the Shema, which is Deuteronomy 6, I want to spend some time in it. So we'll see if we get there today. If that's what's going to happen, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But welcome in. Glad to have everybody here. What I could do, let me just do this. If I can get back on it. Avatars. Let's shrink that smaller. They're not going to go everywhere then. I'll just have them down here. There we go. Then they're smaller. That looks better. Thank you for the cookies. What do we get? 12 lemon cookies. That'll work. All right. Oh, that's what I need to do. Also, I need to change the code here. Let's hide the code. Oh, this one I need to... This will hide the code. Okay, let me edit that. We do have, on this channel, we will have a collab on Friday. We will have a collab on Friday over here. So that'll cover the other up, and we'll be good. I don't have to worry about the and that should be over here. Why is that not over here? Anyway, I'll have to fix that. Okay, so we are not on Luke. Why is it not showing? There it... No, that's not it. There it goes. Deuteronomy. Okay. And it's telling me my stream is unstable for some reason. So let me know how it looks for you, if there's any issues going on. It's not telling me I'm losing any bits, really. I mean, I've lost 400 megabytes, that's it. So, but it's telling me it's unstable. So far, so good. Okay. it's one of those things they now have it where you can click, let Twitch, set all of your kilobytes per second. And for some reason on the Church Digital, it puts it like, I don't know, 3,000 max. And on this channel, it puts it at 6,000. And I think I could even go to 10,000. So I don't know why the difference between the two. I must have something in my settings that it auto changes things. I'm going to have to play around with that at some point. Okay. So we're Deuteronomy 5. Not Nick Cage. Yes, why it is not Nick Cage. It's over 9,000. Now, right now, it's at 6,000. But I have seen it go up there. Oh, as an anime reference? Yeah, I have no clue. I will not understand a single anime reference. Nope. Straight over my head. Thank you for making me feel just, out of touch with my peeps. Okay, we're Deuteronomy. If you're not familiar with Deuteronomy, what we have is, Genesis is the intro to the Torah. Exodus is the story of the people coming out. Leviticus is the instructions to the priest. Numbers is another part of the story, overlapping and continuing some things that are not in Exodus. And Deuteronomy is a whole retelling of all of that. You've learned from the Mulan thing to not assume you get stuff all the time. Not to call you old. Yeah. Well, and it's like, Mulan was more a matter of I didn't have kids around at that time, so I didn't end up watching it. And I know some people are like, well, but it's still cool and it's still all this. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't sit around and watch cartoons very often, unless they were created for adults. And even at that, probably not much. Okay. So Deuteronomy 5. So just hopefully, if you have questions, ask those as we go along. As always, questions are welcome. Insights are welcome. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I don't know. Yep. Well, that's just like I'm watching. How many people here, if I say, homie, don't play that, have any idea what that's about? They're just like, what are you talking about, homie, don't play that? Questions are forbidden. Welcome in, RCN. Okay. Then Moses called all the people of Israel together and said to them, listen, Israel, to the statutes and ordinances that I am about to deliver to you today. Learn them and be careful to keep them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us at Horeb. Okay. I want to go look at statutes and ordinances here. Because why not? I think we have too much of a legal mindset approach to this of how these are given. Because in ancient times, the law was something that the king, the sovereign, would give for the benefit of those that were underneath. Like, here is how to rule, how to live in my kingdom. Here are these standards. I really think that looking at the idea of a standard, of a plumb line to measure up to, is better than thinking of these as black and white, of you're in or out. There is no gray. No, there's lots of gray. That's why you have judges to oversee where you fall into, in between the things. Okay. So it's verse 1, statutes and ordinances. Oh, it's not in Deuteronomy 5. Why did I thought I had 5. Apparently not. See if they give us any nuance there. The statutes, the hach, and the mispot, judgments. to keep and to do. So we'll look at that too. Okay. So first we have the hoche. Well, is it hoch?
Strong's H 2706.
Oh, you know what? I can't hear.
Hulk.
I want to hear what this is.
Hulk. Strong's H 2706. Hulk.
Hoch.
Hulk.
Ah, it's pretty close on that one. Statutes, ordinance, limit, something prescribed, do. Yeah, I like the idea of limit. Limit, like, here's the boundary. You know, there's two ways of looking at something, okay? and one of the best examples is look at animals. Do you have a well at the center, which is what's going to draw them together because there is a thing in the center that they want to come towards, or do you build a fence around to keep them inside? And so I really think the idea is it's the thing that draws you towards it, the thing you're going towards, instead of the limit on the outside. I know this is saying limit, but statute, ordinance, prescribed task, portion. It's a whole bunch of nuances here. What's the next one? Mishpat.
Strong's H 4941. Mishpat.
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 So judgment, justice, ordinance, act of deciding a case. So that's the thing here is something has come up and we've decided a standard on this. So this would be like so-and-so had a problem with somebody else and it was brought before God and the resolution was this. So it's that kind of, now how do we figure out next time? Well, we've got case law kind of an idea. Shamar.
Strong's H 8104. Shamer.
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 To keep, to have charge of, to watch for it, to be on one's guard, to keep, to hold to would be another way. Okay. Asha.
Strong's H 6213. Asa.
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 To do, to work, to make, to prepare, to produce. So this would be the like to produce. This is what you're producing in your life. This is the outcome of it. Okay. Not the biggest fan of having headphones, especially big ones like that. Although I like them. It's a little bit different when you're sitting there listening to something to have them on. When you're just sitting here, I'm not looking to have them on. I'm not having it. Okay. So Israel, listen to the statutes, the things that I have given you, and the ordinances, the rulings around the things that you have done. Learn them and be careful to keep them. So you need to know, and then you need to put into practice. The Lord our God has made a covenant with us at Horeb. I thought it was Sinai. It is. It's also called Horeb. He did not make this covenant with our ancestors, but with us. We who are here today, all of us living now. The Lord spoke face to face with you at the mountain from the middle of the fire. Okay, so all of you who are living today. So what that sounds like in some way, and I'm not making this assumption, but in some way that sounds like, you mean over the last 40 years, they didn't have any kids? There were no children born over the last 40 years? And although they're waiting for those, 20 years and older to die off, or is it 40 years and older? No, it's 20 years and older, I think, to die off. There's no babies born over 40 years. Okay, that's not what it's saying, but it almost sounds like it. You who were there and spoke face to face 40 years ago, anybody under 40 would not have been. I must be standing between the Lord and you at that time to reveal God's message. Excuse me. I could feel that one sneaking up, and I thought I could get through it. Okay. I was standing between you and the Lord, and you at that time to reveal the Lord's message to you, because you were afraid of the fire and would not go up the mountain. Let us pray for the day ahead. All right. We can do that. God, you know what is in store for all of us today, all of us who are in the chat, all of us who are on Twitch, wherever we are. And so let's go before us, make our path straight, draw us near to you, help us to remember your statutes so that we can honor and live up to them, that we can use those as our plumb line to be able to do what is good, that we can love you and we can love our neighbors ourselves. We thank you for all that you are and all that you have given us, and just ask your presence, your face to shine upon us, and give us your peace and your rest. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Pork roll egg cheese. Hope all is well with you and everyone you care about. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Pork roll. Appreciate that. I don't know I've ever had a pork roll with egg and cheese. So that's an interesting combo. If that's what we're supposed to have is a pork roll and then egg and cheese on it, I'm not sure. Fun name though. That's for sure. Okay, so Moses is reminding him of where they were and how this happened. Would highly recommend. Great sandwich. Okay. I have not had that. So is the egg and cheese inside with the pork, or do you take the pork roll and put a egg and cheese wrap around it? You know, just trying to make sure I do it right. So this is what God said. I am the Lord your God, he who brought you from the land of Egypt, from the place of slavery. You must not have any other gods besides me. Oh, we're getting through the 10 commandments here. Or the 10 words. The Hebrew, they think of it as the 10 words, and they are numbered differently than we would have in English. So we have 10 commandments, and these are what they are. They have 10 words, and they number them differently. So I don't remember what that is, but you can go look that up sometime. There must be none before you, other gods. The expression for you indicates possession. Upon my face before me. Some understand this as a locative sense, in my sight. The translation assumes that the phrase indicates exclusion. The idea is that of placing any other gods before the Lord as a sense of taking his place. Contrary to the view of some, this does not leave the door open for a henotheistic system where the Lord is the primary God among others. In its literary context, a statement must be taken as a monotheistic sense. Okay. Some fried pork with egg and a slice of cheese. You prefer yours on a Kaiser bun. Okay. So I was thinking of a strict pork roll. So that's where I was going with it. Okay. You must not make for yourself an image of anything in heaven above, on earth below, or in the waters beneath. So making an image, what do we have? Image or any likeness. So if you get into or see Jews today, like, wait. Let me do this. Okay, so right here we did art. There is an image or a likeness of a butterfly there. That would be a no-no. You can't do that. I made an image or a likeness of something that exists. Up here, that's okay. That's words. That's other things. Although I might have put a butterfly on there or something else, so that would be a no-no. This right here, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, horses, people, no, don't do that. So apparently the Net Bible does not agree with Dr. Heiser. No, not entirely. Or, not directly. There might be some overlap. Which part did you want to bring out there, Artsy? I wish my avatar wasn't a snakehead. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Like, these are not the ones I normally had. I mean, they were within there, but some I do not remember seeing before. But anyway. So one of the things with the images here. Oh, yeah. So no. It's, I think what you're getting at is the multiple. It's not about that they don't exist. It's that they can't be included in your pantheon, kind of a thing. So I don't think the Net Bible is making a statement about they're not real gods. I don't think that's what you were talking about with Heiser. You must not make for yourself an image of anything in the heaven above or the earth below or in the waters beneath. So if you do not understand this would be the different realms where things exist. The heavenly realm would be all those spiritual beings, not thinking of in the sky. The earth below is where the dwelling place of humans are. The waters below, don't think about sea creatures. Going below is the place of the dead, the place of chaos. So it's not just, oh, you can't have fish. It wouldn't be that. It's more of the three-tier cosmology of the dwelling places and the realms of things. Okay. But you must not worship or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. Okay, I want to go look up that word for jealous there. I punish the sons, grandsons, and great-grandsons of the fathers who reject me. Okay, we're going to have to go look that up too. The word for punish here. Well, actually, we can do this one. Let's see. The Hebrew text of the form is a participle, which is subordinate to what precedes it for the sake of English style. Okay, yeah, we need to go look that up. But I show covenant faithfulness to thousands who choose me and keep my commandments. Thousands of generations, yes. So not just 1,000 people, 1,000 generations. All right, so we're in verse 9. Yep, we got very, very far today before we had to go back and look. All right, so let's look up jealous, because that seems weird on some level. How could God be jealous? The iniquity upon the children to the third. Okay, let's just look up let's look this up first. Kana.
Strong's H, 7067. Kana.
Oh, it's 6 times jealousy only of God. This doesn't give us any more nuance than that. That's unfortunate. Okay. Do we have a root word that's going to help us? Yes, we do.
Strong's H, 7065. Kana.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Kana.
Zeal. It's also zeal for. This is where we get the idea of the zealots in the New Testament. They are passionate about something. So zeal for something is what we have going on. And I am a God who, and it does make sense for us, jealous, but not in the sense of envy. Okay, that's the problem we go to with jealousy is envy. I'm envious of other gods when you worship them. No, I have a zeal for myself. And I am the only one with this status. Therefore, I have zeal for myself to make sure that everyone knows and sees and appreciates that. Okay. What else do we have in here? Visiting. Okay, that might be the word we need. Pachad.
Strong's H, 6485.
To pay attention to.
Pakad.
To attend to seek, to look about for, to pass in review, to be sought, to be needed, to be missed, to be lacking, to be, so. I like to me the idea of I punish the grandsons. Like there's other places in Scripture that are going to have a problem with that because you're not punished for the sins of your father. You're only punished for your own sin. So I do not see this should be translated as punish here. I punish the sons and grandsons and great-grandsons. No, it is I bear witness to what has happened in the family, and I see the consequences of your sins, and they carry on to the third and the fourth generation. We got ad break coming in, so I may not get to this before the ad shows up, but think about it this way. If I am punished and I go to prison for 20 years, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren are impacted by what happens to me. That's what I think we have the idea here going on. God is witness to the punishment that are and the consequences that come about by the sinful things that any one person does. They extend, they do not escape your family. They have retribution down to the generations after you. Okay, ads should be coming in. I do not have the fish cams up yet, so we should be going to BRB, and I'll do an unboxing of the new shoes when we get back. Which movie is that, Ally? Or Ally? It's Ally, right? Which movie did you have the ad for? I didn't see the ad. So okay. So look at this nondescript box here. I mean, that's it. It says Black 11. That's all the clues you have there. Oh, it's a horror movie called Weapons. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to miss that one either. Okay. You know what? I'm going to shrink down the avatars here. They are a bit big. If I can click on it. This is the one that it wouldn't click on, isn't it? Let's do this. Okay, now it's going through everything except them. Weird. I want to make them smaller so you can see better because they're a little bit too big here. I will not click on it so I can change them. Oh, well. Let's just delete them for a minute. There we go. All right. And, oh, you still don't get to see. They're individually wrapped. So, just to let you know, so these shoes are for cosplay to go along with my kilt. So, they're not a great, nice, super expensive shoe. They're just a cheap little costume shoe. But I thought that was kind of a cool little look there that would set them apart. And the reason I didn't want to wear my current good shoes is because the cosplay event is going to happen at a Renaissance festival, which is going to be walking around in the dirt and in the grass and potentially mud. So I just wanted a cheap pair of shoes. These are not going to wear well. They're not going to last. They're just costume shoes. Made it for the unboxing. Hey, Lucis. Oh, hey, that's a fine pair of shoes there, Seamus. They do have a bit of a smell. They smell new. Not in a good new car sense smell, but there's a definitely new material smell there. All right, so there's the unboxing. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So, for whatever that's worth. For whatever that's worth, and probably it's not worth anything. But I have been thinking about, and this is not going to happen anytime soon, is I've gotten some new shoes since the BRB that might need to get added in there at some point. So who knows? When I finally get caught up on everything else I have to do, maybe we will do that. I still got to get the song in there. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Hang on a second. There we go. You should have some background music now. Let me know how loud that is, if it's good. And then I apologize for any commercials that come in. If they do. Music sounds good? Okay, awesome. I forgot I got to figure a workaround. I can't get the player to work, but that's my other stream. That's the music on my other stream. Okay. So, I hope that made sense what I was talking about there. About the idea here. I really don't like the idea of, like, God is seeking vengeance on kids and grandkids who did nothing wrong. That's the implication some people take. That's why I don't like that implication here in the idea of God's going to go punish your grandkids and your great-grandkids because you done messed up, Aaron. That's not how I see it. God is visiting. He is there. He is present for the consequences of your actions, and he sees and he has witness to what happens to those. It's present. They can't escape the consequences of what you did. And that's where I like, going away and being incarcerated is a really good example of that. I did that. Now this is the consequence of my family. Being an alcoholic, being a drug addict, those are going to have ongoing consequences in your family heritage. There's very little escaping those. Even if you yourself can personally escape, you still have consequences because of the choice of your parent or whoever it was that did that in your life. That's what I think we have talking about here. Not God sitting around with a checklist going, well, your great-grandfather rejected me, and so I'm gonna squash you. That just does not seem to match the rest of the Old Testament. I'm watching. You're back. You had a couple of clumsy moments, and you had... Ooh, that made it take longer on return. Well, no rush. Make sure you are taking care of yourself. The other thing in contrast is to 1,000 generation for those who choose me and keep your commandments. So those who are following after me. You must not make use of the name of your Lord your God with worthless purpose. The Lord will not exonerate anyone who abuses his name in that way. Okay. I think they're going the exact opposite way that I go with this. Take up the name of the Lord your God to emptiness. Take the name of the Lord your God in vain. The idea here is not cursing or profanity. Correct, but you just made it sound like it was. But rather the use of the divine name in unholy, mundane purposes. See, I don't see it as that either. Let's go look at verse 11 and see, make use of what word is there in 11. I believe it says bearing the name. Nasa. Or it's probably Nasha.
Strong's H 5375. Nasa. Nasa.
Yeah. So, to lift up, to bear, to carry. Yeah. So, I bear the name Flat Cap. So, if Flat Cap represents something, I am a person that you look at to see. So, by the way, what's really kind of fun over the weekend at the con, there were lots of flat caps there. We had a lot of conversations with other people about flat caps. Where did you get yours? I like yours. That's a nice one. It's a beautiful morning here in Cincinnati. That's awesome. So anyway, I am an image bearer of God. I represent God. How do I bear his name falsely? I do something as a follower of God. Like this really, in some sense, think about this. If you have a Christian symbol on the back of your car, if you have a cross, if you have a fish, if you have I love Jesus on the back of your car, you are bearing the name of Jesus in front of everyone else. And then if you cut people off, you flip them the bird, you do other things, you honk at them, you're an aggressive driver, others, you are bearing the name in vain. You are poorly bearing the name. You are the witness to it. I think that's what this is talking about, not some speech pattern that you have of how you say things. It is you are created in the image of God. Therefore, you are an image bearer. You carry the image of God. You are a representative of God. So the things you do need to represent God well. You are a people who are set apart. You are the people who are following after me. So to all of the world, you, every single one of you, represents me. Don't represent me well. That's what I think is going on here, not any words that are coming out of my mouth. Do the icky shuffle. Yeah, remember the icky wood. I love, yeah, the icky shuffle, yes. You remember, did you see his Cold Cuts commercial? Oh, yes. That was, boy, that was a while ago. Okay. So I'm disagreeing with the way they're translating it here. I'm not the only one, but I really think that there are other passages that talk about the use of your words. I don't think that's what God has in mind here. Oh no, I just accidentally used God's name for something that's less than God honoring. I don't think that's what we have idea here. I represent God well. I'm bearing the name. Like, if you think of sports athletes, they have their name on their jersey. You are bearing the name. They have the symbol of their team. So everything that you do as a person who is a member of that team reflects on the whole team. That's what we have here. That idea, that's better, I think, aligned with what's going on here. So, yeah, I'm disagreeing with this translation. For the Lord will not exonerate anyone who abuses his name that way. Takes up his name in emptiness. Yeah, like I just act in not caring about what God is. Can we practice a tiny co-stream later? You forgot how to do it and you're supposed to do it on Sunday. I'm in need of making some videos for that. So that would be something. I mean, I'm just looking at my schedule here. That would be something I would have better time to do Thursday or Friday. I'm watching, and I might be able to make some videos. So today, I've got not long, like 5 minutes. It's more about the connection. Okay, if that's all you're looking to do. Oh, I forgot Thursday. Oh no, Friday I've got the. Okay, we did do that Friday. Woo! All of a sudden I was thinking it was Thursday. And I didn't put that on my calendar. Why did I not put that? I gotta put this on my calendar here. Give me a second. I don't want somebody booking an appointment with me and they can't. Okay, event, co-stream with Supersonic Saved by Grace. 10 a.m. We'll put noon. Okay. There we go. That's on my calendar. Yeah, so Thursday or Friday, I can work on some stuff. If it's just 5 minutes, we can do that. Flat Cap disagreeing. No, impossible. Well, I often go in a little bit different direction. This is an outright total disagreement. This is like, no, because to me, that's petty. That's insignificant. Like, to me, this is the difference between saying, oh, do you say FCDP? Do you say Flat Cap? Do you say Dapper Pastor? Do you say Flat? Which I have a couple people just call me Flat. Do you just call me Pastor? Like, no, that's not what it is. It's not with the, oh, I'm disrespecting, dishonoring the name by the words coming out of my mouth. So that's trivial. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Maybe we can get the Shema today, which is much more exciting to me than this part. Be careful to observe the Sabbath day just as the Lord your God has commanded you. You are to work and do all your tasks in 6 days. But the seventh day is a Sabbath of the Lord your God. On that day you must not do any work. You or your son, your daughter, your male slave, your female slave. Notice slaves are also not supposed to work. Your slaves are also not supposed to work. Your ox, your donkey, and your other animals aren't supposed to work. The resident foreigner who lives with you, so that your male and female slaves like you may have rest. Recall that you were slaves in the land of Egypt, and that your Lord brought you out, and thereby strength and power. That is why the Lord your God has commanded you to observe the Sabbath day. You were slaves, and you need to learn to rest. You never got to rest. God gives you rest. That's what it means to be with God and after God. Now, I do want to go look up this of the Lord. For the seventh day is the Sabbath of. I want to go look up that word. Ally, you hate to leave, but you need to jump in the shower before your appointments. The Lord has lightened my burden and renewed your strength. The Lord. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You too, my friend. You too. Okay. So we're going to go look at verse 14. This is one of those, oh, it's a little tiny word. It probably has more nuance that it can go in, of, or by, something like that. Let's go find it. Of the Lord. Oh, okay. So we just have Lamed. We're not going to be able to look that up fully. Preposition in Hebrew. I just want to look up the word and it's not letting me. I thought it had more. I'm trying to remember it. Oh well. Hey, meep. Welcome in, MC Wolfcat. Can I look up of? Will it let me? Nope. Here's another form of it. Okay, yeah, it's not gonna let me look at the prepositions, but often with prepositions, they have more than one meaning. That's what I was thinking here. I wanted to go look at that. You know what? Let me see. Well, they have it here. I've not done this in a while. Let's look at the Hebrew here. Verse 14. Do I have verse 14? I'm confused. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't. Got to get to verse 14. Oops, I went too far. Okay. Oh, I'm so not used to looking at it without all of the vowel points underneath it. Let me just glance here. Yom. Shabbat. Okay. That should help me find it. I'm not finding Yom. Oh, Shabbat. There we go. And it's not giving me anything on there. Okay. That's what I figured. Okay, we'll keep going. Little sidetrack, rabbit trail. But anyway, like of to for could also be, so it is a Sabbath day of the Lord your God. The seventh is the Sabbath of the Lord. It's the rest of the Lord. It's the rest upon you of the Lord. So anyway, there's a whole theological debate in the New Testament around, and Jesus answers that the Sabbath was created for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Sabbath was created for man. You were slaves. You needed a rest. God gave you rest. The pattern of him giving you rest was because he also entered into rest. So anyway, that's the rabbit trail I was trying to go down. But anyway, it includes everyone. No one is excluded from the rest. Honor your father and your mother, just as the Lord your God has commanded you to do. Okay. So that your days may be extended and that you may go well with you in the land that he is about to give you. Okay. The imperative here, literally regard as heavy, kavod, so giving greatness, importance must be given, prominence must be given to parents by their children. This is not, do not think of little children, okay? This is adults. Adults need to, so we have taken this and we've used it to tell our kids they need to obey. That is not what God is doing here. God is telling them as adults they need to continue to have a reverence and a place of honor, a place of respect for the ones who have raised them. They need to keep that. They need to extend that when they go into the land, not just abandon all of them. RCN, speaking of the rest, time to go to work. Oh yeah, speaking of rest. Everyone have a blessed day in Christ. Yes, you as well, friend. Okay, you must not murder. I do like that they have said murder and not kill, because the thought here was not anything related to war or things like that. And then throughout time, people have said it doesn't. It says no kill. Well, you're going to war. Well, war includes killing. That's not the idea here. This is the idea of a homicide of one individual intending to deprive someone else of life through either malice or other reasons. You know, like malice, I mean, like, I don't know the person, but I want what they have. Also, I know the person and I want to get rid of them. You know, all of those kinds of things. Embassy Wolfcat. I'm not part of the Haloth Aruda clan. I see. Well, we bottom dwellers are very important indeed. Okay, I don't know the Halathoroidea. I've got that probably horribly wrong. But well, we bottom dwellers are very important indeed. Yes. Okay. So, do not murder. This is intentional depriving someone else of life. You must not commit adult. Oh, sea cucumbers. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that what it is? I wondered if it was related to something along those lines with it, but I could not see all the names on there. So, depriving someone of life, committing adultery, and part of the whole thing of adultery here does have to do with the potential of outcome of children there. In some regards, because that's also an act of depriving, and you must not steal. Again, the act of depriving. So there's a permanent depriving, a heritage depriving, and then taking what people have. Another depriving. So these all have depriving of someone. You must not offer false testimony against one another. You must not desire another man's wife. Nor should you crave his house, his fields, his male or female servants, his ox, his donkey, or anything else he owns. So look at false testimony, and then coveting, desiring. I wonder if this is the same word. Usually it's covet. The Hebrew word years, his chamad, is different from the one translated crave in the next line. The form has a sexual overtone. Oh, okay. So we have desire and then crave. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so 21. 21. Oh, we're in the work section. I was mentioning some of the same things and I got confused. So, stop being jealous of your neighbor. Yes. Hellos! The Cookie Monster is here to stuff me full of cookies. Just kidding. How are you, friend? Hamad. I want to know, is this the word that... Okay. Hamad.
Strong's H2530.
To desire, to covet, to take pleasure in, delight in. To delight greatly, to desire. So is this the word for Cain? Ooh. Out of the ground, God made, the Lord God, to grow every plant that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. But it also is it was desired to make one wise. So it's the desire there of the way that it looks. Ooh, that's interesting. That's not what I was thinking was going to be there. I was thinking it was going to be sin is crouching at the door. And its desire
Strong's
is for you. Ava.
183. Ava.
Nope, it's not there either. So it must be a different word or different form for Cain. Okay, so it's neither one of those. But that's interesting. It is the pleasing aspect of it. So the last one here does not even require anything to act upon it. False testimony, you did something. Stealing, you did something. Committing adultery, you did something. Murder, you did something. Honoring your father and your mother, you are something you need to do. So that's a positive to do. Honoring the Sabbath, a positive, a thing to do. So we have a couple of don't do's, we have a couple of do's, and then we end up with the last one. You shall not desire another man's wife, nor shall you crave his house, his field, his male or female servants. So we've now moved into the internal. Internal is a problem. I'm watching. Your well-painted discomfort is minimal today. Praise God. Absolutely. Blessed to be awake and in your left mind. In your left mind. Mel, welcome in. Okay, we should have ads rolling in here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and give you the ReachCon promo here. I thought it was there. No, I don't have it. I take that back. I take that back. Yeah, we artists are in our right mind. There you go. Yep, art is the right hemisphere. Take that, because we'll be right back. There we go. You know what? I'm going to do this real quick. I just want to show you the fish. Fish are looking super good today. Since I couldn't show you there, let me... There we go. Oh, sure. I put it up, and now they're all gone. They were all right there in front of the cam in the lower right. I wanted to show you that. They were all coming up by the cam. It was looking good. There we go. Talk them back into coming up. I shamed them into coming back in front of the camera. If you haven't been, that one I don't usually show on this channel. So if you've not seen that one before, it's on my other channel. And yes, the watercolor, I put some dye in there to try to help with keep algae down. I'd had it from a while back, and I just wanted to get rid of it. And I forgot how dark it made the fish look, and I didn't look at, or the water look, and I didn't pay attention to how much I was putting in. I just dumped it out, and I put too much. All right, let's go back to Deuteronomy. MC Wolfcat. Cookies! You're doing good, thanks. Feeling a bit tired, but a lot less melancholy than yesterday, but still a tiny bit. You're mostly overwhelmed because you have a lot of cleaning to do before the weekend, and you executive dysfunction is very strong. Okay, I had to think through what that was. Lucis, I haven't been in my right mind since my kids were born. Lost all your brain cells. Well, probably not, but I gotcha. Yes, there's that as well, but they increase our heart, Artsy. Yes, yeah. MC, well, poor fishies, you shamed them. They definitely hurt. Yeah. Blue koi in the making. Maybe. Who knows? Could be that. All right. Back to this. And we'll pick up where we left off. So here is the standard. The first standard that God gave us is this. The Lord said these things to your entire assembly at the mountain, from the middle of the fire, the cloud, and the darkness, with a loud voice. And that was all he said. Then he inscribed the words on 2 stone tablets and gave them to me. So we're retelling the story. So if you remember, this came out of it. Moses went up. He got the 2 tablets. After all of that, they had agreed to all these things. Then when you heard the voice in the midst of the darkness, while the mountain was ablaze, all your tribal leaders and elders approached me. You said, the Lord our God has shown us his great glory. We have heard him speak from the middle of the fire. It is now clear to us that God can speak to human beings and they can keep on living. Isn't that an interesting thing? God can speak to us and we can keep on living. But now, why should we die? Because this intense fire will consume us. If we keep hearing the voice of the Lord our God, we will die. So we know we can keep living, but we just feel terrified by this. Who is there from the entire human race who has heard the voice of the living God speaking from the middle of a fire as we have and lived? Moses, he did, and that's why he came and rescued you. Hello? So go near so that you can hear everything the Lord our God is saying, and then you can tell us whatever he says to you. Then we will pay attention and do it. So we don't want to hear direct from God. We want a middleman. We want someone to go between. We don't want God talking to us. You go do it, Moses. It's too scary. Now, I'm not trying to shame them on this thought, but it's like, you had access to something that no one else does. Like, wouldn't this have been a great thing to continue to have? Instead of, neglecting it. I say that, but probably I would have understood and felt the same way, honestly. I think about this, like, if you've done wrong with someone, aren't you more inclined to send someone else to go check on if you're okay rather than to go face them yourself? Do you believe Moses told them about the burning bush? Yeah, absolutely. Because otherwise, because he has the conversation at the burning bush of, who am I to say sent me? And he says, So yeah, I think in order to validate, he is going to tell them the story of the burning bush. Yep, I think he told them. So then God spoke to the fire out of the burning bush. And now God is speaking out of the fire on Mount Sinai, and now Moses is retelling them all of that. So this is what Moses is doing, to retell the whole story before they go into the promised land. He's reminding them of the whole journey. When the Lord heard you speaking to me, he said to me, I have heard what these people have said to you. They have spoken well. See, that's where I feel like maybe they didn't, but God says they have spoken well. If if only it would really be their desire to fear me and obey my commands in the future, so that it will go well with them and their descendants forever. So it's yes, their desire, their understanding of me right at this moment is really good, and so it's a good thing they've asked for, but it's going to cause them to stray because they're going to not rely on, and it's easy to just ignore the middleman. Go and tell them, return to your tents. But as for you, remain here with me, so I can declare to you all the commandments, statutes, and ordinances that you are to teach them, so that they can carry them out in the land I'm about to give them. So we went ordinances, statutes, and commandments now. So I think commandments is the new one. This phrase could be translated the entire command, namely the statutes and ordinances, while essentially mishvat, synonym with Torah, the usual term for the whole collective law. Comfy Hobbit, welcome in. You know what? I don't know if he was to tell that to Pharaoh. That's an interesting question. By the way, I just have a little spider here. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. I know it's a blur on screen there. Just saw a spider dangling. And no, I will not kill him. He has done nothing wrong. He can stay as long as he finds something to eat. I don't know if he told Pharaoh. None of the confrontations he goes to Pharaoh, he tells Pharaoh, God said, let my people go. But I don't know if he told them about the burning bush. I'm confident he told the people because he's needs to validate his position there. I don't know if the validation of the burning bush would have made any difference to Pharaoh. That's an interesting question I'm watching. I like that. Tomorrow, welcome in. Good morning. Okay, so go, return to them, their tents, obey the statutes, commands, ordinances that you are to teach them, so that they carry out and go into the land that I'm about to give them. Be careful, therefore, to do exactly what the Lord your God has commanded you to do. Do not turn to the right or the left. Walk just as he has commanded you, so that you may live, that it may go well with you, and that you may live long in the land you are going to possess. Okay, so we need to keep this part in mind. Be careful to do. I don't know. I'm going to go look up the word exactly. I think it probably is the word all. 32. Don't mean to be a person that picks on words, but I think words are important. Wait, hold up. I'm sure there's a catch. Oh no, nothing scratch that patch. Nothing can separate. Okay. Observe to do, therefore. Okay, so there is no the totality. You shall observe to do. Shamar Asa. Shamar Asa. Oh, that is interesting. Shamar Asa, Shamar Asa. God. Yeah, the Lord God hath commanded. Okay. So, Shamar Hasa, Shamar Hasa. So the repeating of it is why they are going with the... So, carefully observe. Yeah, careful. Be careful to do. I don't think the word exactly is necessary there. Be careful to observe what God has instructed you. Don't turn from the right or the left. And turning from the right or the left, this is your way of life. This is what I think we lose sometimes with the idea of it being your walk, it being your way of life. If I said someone was a gangsta, and I don't mean in the music industry sense of the word, I mean a mobster in the sense of they run and are part of a criminal organization. It's their way of life, okay? It's not the actions that they do that are wrong. It's their way of life that is wrong. It becomes a way of life. My wife and I are watching a show called Bad Animals. That's not an endorsement that you should go watch it. I just want to share this one thought with you. In the later episodes, it starts to portray the one matriarch of the family as intentionally raising her children to be criminals. So they did not have a normal childhood. They learned how to pickpocket. They learned how to deceive. They learned how to steal. They learned all of that from a young age so that they could become experts in it. It is their way of life. It is their walk. So it's not about obey and disobey. Oh, and I slipped up here. No, it's their whole way of life. This is what they do. It's who they are. So it's their walk. That's the part about it that I don't think we get when we just make it a right and a wrong issue. Yes, there is the right and wrong of it, but it's about your whole way of life is about the thing that you do. So God needs to be what your way of life is. Obedience to him, following after him, striving after him, loving him and loving your neighbor. Now these are the commands, statutes, and ordinances that the Lord your God instructed me to teach you, so that you may carry them out in the land where you are headed, and that you may so revere the Lord your God that you will keep all his statutes and commands that I am giving you, you and your children and your grandchildren, all your lives to prolong your days. Oh, so just like we had before, you, your children, your grandchildren. We didn't go to the great-grandchildren, but these are to be passed down. You are to be witness of them being passed down. Pay attention, Israel, and be careful to do this so that it will go well with you and that you may increase greatly in number as the Lord the God of your ancestors said to you. You will have a land flowing with milk and honey. So, stay on the path so that you continue to stay in the land. I think that's a great way of thinking about it. Stay on the path so you can stay in the land. You veer from the path, you're going to lose the land. Arijah with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Appreciate you, friend. Bum, 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 bum. Waiting for anyone coming in to say anything. I can welcome you personally. Could we get a shout out for Arijah? I want to know what Arijah was playing or what they were doing today. So, anyway, you can see different stages of the set. And the accolades and everything behind me. Assassinator Steph rated me. You were doing some repo art. Ooh, that was Wywis right there. The albino placostomus right there. If you, well, I'm just like looking through the different setups I have. That's awesome. I really enjoy art. I was trying to talk some comic book artists into starting to Twitch stream when I was at the con over the weekend. So, Arijah, thank you for coming in. I need to get set up a podcast stream with Assassinator Steph and G-Funk. I need to work on that. So maybe I can get that next week. I'll be working on trying to set that up. Still got some more bugs to work out of the rig. Hopefully Thursday, Friday, I will have time to do that. So, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have all of you here. So, here's my fun little, who am I, what do I do? I've got caps. I've got fish. We read the Bible. That's mostly what I'm doing on this Monday through Friday. We're reading in the Bible. We do Messiah Monday, where we are reading about Jesus, the Messiah, in the Gospels. Torah Tuesday, where we're reading in one of the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Wisdom Wednesday, we are learning from wisdom literature in the Bible. Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Job, we just finished. Transform Thursday, we've gone through different things like spiritual disciplines, spiritual practices, those kinds of things. Not sure what we're going to be doing this week. And then Friday favorites, I pick one of my favorite books that's not covered somewhere else in the Gospels or the Torah, and we go and we dive into that. So that's what we do here. I do have a fish pond stream as well. If you want to check that out, you can see more about fish over there. I also have a podcast over on the Church Digital channel. If you're interested in watching that or hanging out with that, I do game over there on Mondays, and then I do podcasts with people who are Twitch streamers who are Christians. I call them missionaries because they are bringing salt and light into dark places. So hopefully getting Stassinator Steph and G-Funk on there in the near future. So anyone who's interested in that, checking that out, I appreciate all of that. Yeah, and I'm watching. And the occasional joke, voice acting, and glimpse of actual hair. Yes, no faux hair here. No faux hair here. That's a weird sounding phrase. So thank you, Raiders, coming in, whether you are lurking, whether you're just going to raid and run. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 25 biddies. Thank you. I don't know why the alert didn't go. Interesting. Maybe I don't have it set on this one. We'll go back to the other screen. Maybe it's something else I need to work on and fix. It went? Okay. I did not see it. Maybe I missed it. One Reason is rating with a party of 31
viewers.
What? What? A double rate? I'm like overwhelmed here, everybody. Overwhelmed. Well, we'll watch the raid the raid hype again, everybody. Coming in. Catch that question. Will Assassinator Steph be changing her name to Assassinator Funk? That's funny. Maybe it'll be Funkinator Steph. JLove75, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're doing well, friend. Coming in motivated from One Reason with the Gospel Takeover crew, sending all the love. G Queen, thank you. Welcome in, friend. Glad to have you here. Oh yeah, pass out the fruit. Blessing kings and queens, yes. Jazzy me. The Jazzy me? Jazzy me? Anyway, welcome in, Jazzy. Glad to have you here. Sit back, relax. I don't have the cool little walking across that One Reason does, but hey, you just saw my albino Placostomus who likes to knock over the furniture and rearrange things there. Bum, bum, bum. You nailed it. All right. Well, welcome in, Jazzy. I'm glad to have you here. All right, we don't need to keep going on with that. That's just kind of like if there's lots of people piping in, I like to have enough time to just have that playing in the background while I welcome everybody. So, I just got raided, and then you came in with the second raid. It's almost a double raid here. This is fun stuff. So, my little thing. I have hats. I have fish. We read the Bible. We do a few other things, but that's the thrust of what we do. Reading the Bible Monday through Friday, hanging out on that. We're reading the Deuteronomy right now. You're coming in at a perfect time. We're just about to read the Shema. The hero Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is one. We're about to get to that passage, but since we had more people coming in here and I was talking about my fish, I want to show you, oh, wrong one. Let me show you this. Dun, 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 dun. I want to show you the fish a minute. I want to check those out. There we go. So this is my other channel. So right here below me is the pond and the waterfall. It's getting blocked a little bit. Over there in the upper right is the sunrise, sunset cams over Lake Superior. In the bottom, there's Wywis just chilling in front of the Squidward house that he knocked over. He's very proud of himself. He has no shame in rearranging furniture, knocking it down for his own good pleasure. And then underwater cam, which I don't normally have on this channel. It's on the other one. Underwater cam on the pond. And then there is a guppy cam for the guppies way in the back there. So if you're interested in that and want to hang out, Mondays and Fridays, we usually raid over there and do co-working streams over there. Just chill, relaxed kind of day. And if you're looking for that, you are welcome to hang out there. One reason, I don't know if you had to raid and run, but you just were coming to mind. I have a podcast, don't know if you've heard about it, over on the Church Digital channel. And what I'm doing over there with the podcast is I bring in Christian streamers in the Twitch realm, and we talk about doing ministry in the Twitch realm. How did you get started? What are you doing? What have been some of the obstacles that you faced? What have been some of the joys that you faced? What are some stories of God impact? So that's what I do. I do it on the schedule of the co-hosts, whatever fits well with them and their community. That's how we do it. So if you're here one reason, I'd love to connect with you and try to have you on the podcast. Reason has an awesome testimony. Yeah, it's not entirely your whole testimony of how did you come to Christ. It's really about how did you come to being in Twitch. But we can go wherever. It's my podcast, so if that comes out, I won't go, no, sorry, shut it down. That's why you gave him the stream song you did. Yeah, I know you were working on the entry songs. Has that been good? Yeah, you are here. That would be cool. Just hit you up, bro. Yeah, I will do that. Yep, I will hit you up. I'll DM you, man. Would love to do that. And one last thing. I did not do this when others came in, but I'm going to do this now. So I do love sharing the love and helping other people. So we do a thing on here for helping other people. We call it passing the cap. You take the cap and you pass it around. So right now, a friend, Banana is a Hannah, her mom has lost her AC, and then she lost her power. She's trying to get her house in order to be able to sell, and she's struggling to be able to do that. So if you are able to and you feel so inclined, there is the link. All prayers and other ways to bless are appreciated. Ooh, we have fat-free, calorie-free cookies. Yes, we do. All thanks to I'm watching you people. I only make people virtually fat. Okay. So, like I said, you guys are coming at a great time. We're just about to get to the Shema. One of the best resonating things of how do we think about God. So we've had the warnings about paying attention. You're going into the land. What's one thing I can do to say to you? These words I am commanding you today must be kept in mind, and you must teach them to your children and speak of them as you sit in your house, as you walk along the road, as you lie down, and as you get up. You should tie them as reminders on your forearms and as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the door frames of your house and on your gates. So I just want to pause there. Arijah, thank you. God bless you. If you need to lurk, great. If you need to run, great. I appreciate everybody who came in. What a blessing you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so if you want to go to the book of Revelation and the mark of the beast, that's what it's doing. It's repeating this. Should mark it on your forearm, on your wrist, and as a symbol on your forehead. It's just like, who do you belong to? This is not a literal. You don't need to literally go and tie God's words on there. It needs to be the thing. Remember, we just had the 10 commandments and the bearing of God's name. If it's marked on your forehead, you are a representative of that. It's interesting that sports teams that have helmets put the symbol of the team, well, they don't put it on the forehead, but they put it on the sides. But it would be right there, front and center, for everyone to be able to see that you are. So it is a symbol of who you belong to. The mark of the beast in the New Testament, same idea. It doesn't need to mean it needs to be literal. It just means it's who you belong to, which is also what the household marking on the door frame with the blood was, marking whose you belong to when we had the Passover. So we're repeating that idea. And notice, you're to teach to your children. You're to speak about it when you sit down and when you walk along the road, when you lie down, when you get up. It's to be constantly some of the things you talk about. It's not you go to church on Sunday and you let the church teach your kids. It's you need to be the ones actively as parents helping your kids to know. Okay, we should have ads coming in here shortly. It would not let me do a pause today for some reason. It's not giving me that option. So I don't want to keep going and we lose some stuff. Kind of like a baseball cap if you're going to relate to sport. Oh, one reason. Yeah, exactly. Baseball cap with it on the front. Good call on that. And then literally the Jews took that and they will have little boxes on there. They'll have a little box if you've ever seen that. They will actually carry around Torah with them. All right, I'm noticing the ads haven't started yet, but I don't want to jump further down the road. But it's all about you're going to have and be connected to the words you've received. Don't let them escape from where you are. You're to live that out. Okay, so we got ads coming in. We'll BRB. And that, my friends, is how you blow up the chat. All right, we should be coming back, everybody. All right. By the way, I use ads as a way to remind myself to get up and stretch. So I appreciate you that you let me do that. You hang out. I hope they're not too intrusive in that regard. And I don't keep going on with the passage that we're doing, so you don't miss anything. So I'm not doing it with, hey, you need to subscribe so that you don't miss anything. If you hang out, it's all good. It's all good. They're just as much they're more for me to get up and stretch and to try to not sit in the chair forever. Okay, so we have the essence of things are that you need to focus on what's going on, what's in God's words. Don't go and stray away from it. I'm just thinking about, there are things that I knew at one point in my life and I haven't used them and then I forget them. Now, I was never fluent in any foreign language or in any musical instrument. I would have introductory courses to them. I would learn to play a song or two. I learned to play the Ballad of Jed Clampett on the banjo. And then I promptly quit because that was my goal, was to learn to play the Ballad of Jed Clampett. and then I had no more interest to play anymore. You know what happened if you gave me a banjo? I couldn't play the Ballad of Jed Clampett. I didn't keep doing it. It's far from my mind. I don't know any music. I mean, I could figure out the notes. I can translate, but the same with my Greek and Hebrew. My Greek and Hebrew in seminary would have been probably at its height had I continued to use it more efficiently. It would have grown, but didn't grow because I neglected it for years, and I've gone back to it, and so I'm not at what I used to be. I'm pretty good at citing certain words and identifying those in Hebrew. My Greek is not nearly as good. So that's what we have. It needs to be fresh. It needs to be around. It needs to be viable. Don't put it on your shelf over here and say, well, I've got every translation over here and I've got good copies, but I don't want to open them up and get them messed up. Well, let me actually do something different on that. I have comic books over here. I have some I don't open. I don't read. Why? Because they're pristine, and I want to keep them in that order. I don't want to actually know what's inside of them. I want to keep them for the value that they might have in the future. There's what I'm hoping for, not in the story that's there, but in the value that they might hold if somebody else wants to purchase them from me. Okay? All right. Then when the Lord your God brings you to the land he promised your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large, fine cities, you did not build houses filled with choice things. You did not accumulate hewn out cisterns. You did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves. You did not plant. Look at the repetition. You didn't, you didn't, you didn't. God is giving you things you didn't work for. And you eat your fill. Be careful not to forget the Lord who brought you out of Egypt, the place of slavery. You must revere the Lord your God, serve him, and take oaths using only his name. You must not go after other gods, those of the surrounding peoples. For the Lord your God, who is present among you, is a jealous God with anger. His anger will erupt against you and remove you from the land. So, a warning of being removed from the land. And again, the repetition of the jealous God. But also, must not go after the gods of other gods, those of the surrounding peoples. From the gods, the demonstrative pronoun has been used in the translation for stylistic reasons to avoid redundancies. Oh, so in other words, must not go after other gods, gods of the surrounding people. That would be the redundancy there. The other thing here, this is one of the things that we have in some ways successfully said that there is no other God, there is only God. No. There are other spiritual beings. Others from the spiritual realm are in that realm. Okay, there's other Elohim. That's the word for that's translated as God, but it's also the word used of spiritual beings. They are Elohim, spiritual beings. So there are other spiritual beings. They are not equal with God. Don't worship them as God. They aren't God, but they are actual spiritual beings that do exist that people worship. So don't overplay this and say, oh, well, they were just dumb and they were worshiping a tree and they were worshiping a planet and they didn't know and understand. No, they were deceived by spiritual beings who told them and instructed them to worship them and then represented themselves in whatever fashion the people were looking for. So, you know, if I'm hanging out and you're wanting to worship the rain god and you're trying to reach out to that way, and I'm going to show up and say, oh yeah, I'm the rain god. Yep, I'm the rain god. I'll bring the rain. I need you to do these things for you. I'll even give you the secret fire if you do these things. I'll give you a special dance to make rain happen. And then if you know, like, there are actual spiritual beings besides God. They were and still are worshipped by other people. So it's not just people who are conceptually worshiping some object. There was an entity connected to the object. So the god of tea and crumpets. I wonder if that's actually a thing. Anyway, so don't want to overplay that, overstate it, but just kind of making sure that you understand in some regards, if you've never heard that before, a little aspect of that. And by the way, anybody who came in with the raids, you are always free to ask questions. You are free to disagree. You are free to stop and say, hey, that made me think of this. There is no agenda of getting anything done. There is just spending time in God's word together. So, you must not put the Lord your God to the test as you did at Massah. The place name Massah derives from the root meaning to test, to try. The reference here is to the experience in Sinai Desert where Moses struck the rock to obtain water. The complaining Israelites had thus tested the Lord, a wicked thing, giving rise to the place name. So the people complain, Moses strikes the rock. And so it's a place of testing. So the name is Massah. Moses was complaining earlier when we were starting Deuteronomy about how I don't get to go into the land because all of you are the problem. So no wonder he's going to bring up Massah. Now, I don't remember if Massah was the first occasion or the second occasion. Was this the one he was supposed to speak to the rock and then he struck it, or... Let me see. Okay, I think this is the first one, not the second one. Okay. Keep his commands very carefully. The Hebrew text uses the infinitive absolute before the finite verb to emphasize the statement. The imperfect verbal form is used here for the obligatory nuance that can be captured in English through the imperative. Diligently keep. Yes. Keep his commands very carefully. And as well as the stipulations and the statutes he commands you. So now we have a different word, stipulations there. We've got a new one that's come in. He commanded you to do whatever is proper and good before the Lord, so that it will go well with you, and that you may enter and occupy the land he has promised your ancestors. Do whatever is proper and good, upright and good. I'm going to guess that is Tov 18. So we're 6:18. If you want to learn a Hebrew word for the day, Tov is good. And so if you think about the song, God is so good, God is Tov good. God is Tov good. So, you know, it works that way. All right, so we were... Do what is good in the sight of the Lord. Do what is right and good. Do what is Yashar Tov. Yep. Yashar Tov. Yashar and Tov. Right here, this little Yod. No, that's the Yod. Shoot, now I'm forgetting the name of it. Anyway, that letter is used for and, conjunction. Okay. Yashar.
Strong's H 3477.
Straight. So having a straight road is being on the straight path, is doing what is right, what is upright, what is correct. So you want something to be straight. It's what you are going to measure everything against. And Tov is good. This is all throughout
Strong's
the creation
H,
story.
2896. Tov.
So God creation, he saw, and it was Tov. It was Tov good. Oh, that'd be a cool channel redeem. Learn a Hebrew word. Yeah, that might. The problem would be is how quickly would I get to repeating them, or run out of the ones I know in my head and have to go look something up to figure it out. So I'll keep that thought in mind. Remember, we did do a couple years ago, maybe you weren't here, Word Wednesday. We did Word Wednesday, where we went and we looked a word up and we followed it throughout the Bible. Oh yeah, I know we can use Strong's, but there's probably better sources out there. Okay. Do what is proper and good. So do what is right, upright, and good before the Lord, so that it may go well with you and you may enter the land and occupy the good land. So you do good so that you can be in the good land that he has promised your ancestors, and that you may drive out all your enemies just as the Lord has said. Zack Attack is back. Welcome back, Zack Attack. When your children ask you later on, what are the stipulations, statutes, and ordinances that the Lord our God commanded you, Daddy? And you must say to them, we were Pharaoh's slaves in Egypt, but the Lord brought us out of Egypt in a powerful way, and he brought signs and great devastating wonders on Egypt, on Pharaoh, and on his whole family before our very eyes. He delivered us from there so that he could give us the land he had promised our ancestors. The Lord commanded us to obey all these statutes and revere him, so that it may always go well for us, and he may preserve us as he has to this day. We will be innocent if, if we carefully keep all the commands before the Lord our God, just as he demands. So we have a connection here. You are to teach these all to your children, and your children are going to ask you the question. So be prepared to give an answer for why you serve God and what God has done for you. I think that's just a great kind of principle. Be prepared to give an answer for why you follow God and what God has done for you. That's what you need to do. That's what you're looking after. What has God done for me? He's done all these things. And it's not, what have you done for me lately? It's, oh my goodness, God, you have been there from the beginning. You have been providing all of these things. You've been taking care of me. And even in the hard times, you were with me. Sometimes when you look back, some of those hard times are really good memories. If you made it through and you stayed faithful, there are so many ways where you're like, God got me through. I relied on him. So that's what you're doing. You are remembering these things. We're going into land. You're preparing for how you're going to do these things. Oh yeah, by the way, God has said you're going in. He's going to drive them out in front of you. So you just need to rely on God to do all of that. Continuing chapter 7. When the Lord your God brings you to the land that you are going to occupy and forces out many nations before you, the Hittites, the Girgasites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. So sometimes the list is 7 and sometimes the list varies. This is the 7 being the number of totality, the number of completeness. So all the peoples, the complete settlement of the land, all peoples will be what this is. So 7 is symbolizing all of them. 7 nation more numerous and powerful than you. So you're going to go up against these, the 7 nation army. They ain't going to stand against God. More numerous and more powerful than you, and he delivers them over to you, and you attack them. You must utterly annihilate them, make no treaty with them, and show them no mercy. Okay, the Hebrew text, the infinitive absolute form of the finite verb emphasizes the statement. The imperfect has the obligatory nuance here. Shalt utterly destroy them, must destroy them without mercy. I want to go see, is this the one that is dedicating them to God kind of way of doing it? Flat Cap is freestyling. Oh no. Sweep the leg, Johnny. 7-2. Okay. And when the Lord your God shall deliver them before you, You shall smite them, utterly destroy them. Haram, haram. So you get the repetition of haram, to destroy. Oops. There we go. Haram.
Strong's H 2763. Haram.
To ban, to devote, to destroy,
Haram.
to utterly, completely destroy. Dedicated for destruction. Dedicate for destruction. So, let's go see the first usage. Okay, so the first one is in Exodus. That sacrifice to another god will utterly be destroyed. Okay, here we go. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto the Lord, and that hath both the man and the beast of the field. Okay, so devoting the devoted of men, and so this is interesting. One of those things. The word has a connotation of devoting it to someone or destroying it. So if it's completely devoted to, there is no other use for it. It has no other purpose. So they are designated for destruction. So the firstborn is going to be devoted to God of your children. Your firstborn is going to be devoted to God, but also the firstborn of your field. But of the a donkey cannot be a sacrificial animal. So you are going to devote the firstborn of a donkey to God in one of two ways: having a substitution, which is going to be sacrificed, or you break its neck to totally devote it to God. If it's totally devoted to God, no one else can use it. So you are to make these people totally devoted to God. Does that mean it has to be death? That is a great question, I think. Does it mean it has to be total annihilation, genocide? To totally devote them to God could include that you are going to kill them all. It could include that they are all going to be persuaded to follow after God. So let's just go take Jericho and Rahab. Rahab totally devotes her family to God and follows after God. The rest of the town of Jericho is totally devoted to God because it's put to the sword and destroyed. So totally devoted, totally annihilated, like her former way of life is totally annihilated. She has no former way of life. So there's more nuance here that we have room to discuss, to deliberate about, to wrestle with. So we don't have to shy away from the dark places in the Old Testament. The people are like, well, it's genocide. There's more nuance to the totally devoted to. So, okay. Make no treaty with them and show them no mercy. Okay, so make no treaty. What do we have there? Covenant, alliance. Yes, you're not to make a covenant with them. They could be grafted into the covenant with us. You don't make a covenant with them. Why? If they're making a treaty and covenant with you, they're not following after God. They need to be totally grafted in if they're going to follow after God. You must not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to their sons, or take their daughters for your sons, for they will turn your sons away from me to worship other gods. This is the danger that God is warning them against. Then the anger of the Lord will erupt against you, and he will quickly destroy you. Instead, this is what you must do to them. You must tear down their altars, shatter their pillars, cut down their sacred Asherah poles, and burn up their idols. For you are a people set apart to the Lord your God. He has chosen you to be his people, prized above all others on the face of the earth. Okay. Let me just ask you this question. If I am to totally kill everyone in the land, why do I need to tear down their altars, their Asherah poles, and all of these things? If they're not still living there, I could just let them, degrade over time. Why do I have to tear them down? I don't know that it's necessarily meaning that they're totally going to kill everybody when it says totally annihilate in most translations. It is totally devote them to God. Give them over to God. You give them over to God. That's what I see as happening here. And I know I'm making a distinction there that might not be a difference. But I like that distinction. I'll admit it. It is not because you were more numerous than all the other peoples that the Lord favored you and chose you. For in fact, you were the least numerous of all people. Rather, it is because of his love, I'm guessing that's Hesed, for you and his faithfulness to the promise he solemnly vowed to your ancestors that the Lord brought you out with great power. The verb ahab, to love. Oh, no, it's not. His great ahab is familial love. It's familial love. Promise solemnly vowed great power. What do we have here for great power? By a strong hand. Oh, yes, 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 yes. By a strong hand. The outstretched hand is the hand that has power to act. When God is insulting and when the prophets are insulting other people, it's a short arm that's bound, that has no power to act. An outstretched arm is the arm that can act and wield things and provide protection and power. Woo! Redeeming you from the place of slavery, from the power of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. So realize that the Lord your God is the true God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant faithfully with those who love him and keep his commands to 1,000 generations. Again, we've got the repetition of that 1,000 generation. But who pays back those who hate him as they deserve and destroys them. He will not ignore those who hate him, but will repay them as they deserve. Okay. I wonder what the word payback is there. And notice here, we don't have the third and fourth generation here in this section. We just have those who did it. They are going to have their comeuppance. Okay, so we're verse 10. Salam. Salam. Oops. You got a rabbit hole about... Okay, just let me finish this. And abad. Okay. So, shalom.
Strong's H, 7999.
To be
Shalom.
in covenant of peace, to
Shalom.
make peace with. Yes. Okay, I was thinking shalom. I must have been reading it wrong. Be performed, to be at peace. Okay. So he's making a covenant. Abad.
Strong's
Perish,
H,
vanish, destroy,
6.
kill,
Avad,
put to death.
Avad,
Be lost and strayed. Yeah, I like that, the nuance of they will be far away, like kicking out of the garden. They will be strayed, estranged, if you will. So keep the command, statutes, and ordinance that I am commanding you today. We'll pause there. We'll go down this rabbit trail. We'll probably have ad break coming in before we get through all of it. Okay. Tongue and lips thing in 1 Corinthians 14. There are two different words in the previous word use in the same chapter. Glossa. Can you explain the word in the verse? Why the reason for the use of them? In the law, it is written by men of strong tongues and by lips of strangers. I will speak to this people, and even so they will not listen to me. Okay, 1 Corinthians 14. My thought would be glossa, tongue, is languages. So it's different people, and the lips are the ones that are going to do the speaking. With the tongues, okay, the law, it is written, with the tongues and through the lips of foreigners, I will speak to the people, but even then they will not listen to me, says the Lord. Tongues then are a sign not for believers, but for unbelievers. Okay, so he's making an application there. Is your question about the original or in the context of the passage? Because the tongues are going to be what is used, and they have some interchange, but you also think of this as there's a level of which is going to be poetry. What do we have is the quote from Isaiah. So there's a level at which this is a quotation that might have some poetry to it. So you're going to use things that are symbolic of the same thing. So the tongue is also going to refer to language. So glossa means tongue, means language. So the tongue is the thing that speaks different languages, and the lips are the mechanism for speech. So in order to, so it's someone who is a foreigner who is speaking to you in another language. So they're going to have foreign words speaking to you. That's what's going on there. We can go look that up. Yeah, glossa is tongue. I know that one. I don't know the word for lips. Oh, this is hetero, other tongues. Heteroglossa. All right, ads might be coming in before we get here. So, okay. Let me give you the BRB, and we'll dive in when we get back. All right, we should be back. The Battle Royale is starting. Let's make it even more fun. Okay, bum, 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 bum. Oh, where did it go? Oh, that's over here. Okay, so heteroglossas, glossa is tongue. One who speaks in a foreign tongue, other tongue. So it's heteroglossa, foreign tongue. So we have two words there for it, but glossa is going to be equal with language, glossa. The tongue, remember, so it can be used, and also a language, a dialect. So it is the thing that is in your mouth. It's also the thing that causes you to have speech. So it can be used either way. And context would tell you which it is. And helios
Strong's G 5491. Chylos.
A lip
Chylos.
of the speaking mouth, metaphorically, a seashore. So some of this is going to be probably mixing, like I said, it's similes on some level of one culture is going to use the lips to represent what you use for speech. Others use the tongue. We might use the word mouth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Okay, so I can also say people are using foul language, to determine things. So language, speech, tongue, lips, mouth, they all overlap to give imagery to what is being said here. So it's I think it's a little bit of doing poetry there, but one is going to be the diversity of things, and the other is the mechanism for it, from strange tongues of foreigners, from the words of their mouth. So it's just trying to paint the fullness of that picture. So it's not saying they're two separate things, but it is that they are foreigners who are doing the speaking. So with another language would be the other tongues, and through the lips, so they are speaking to you. You hear it from the lips of. And I'm going to be the one to speak to this people. But even then, they will not listen to me. That makes sense, Lucis? Or is there more to it than that? I'm going to shut a bunch of these. We have tons of these open today. Oh, you're just curious of the difference. So you got the understanding. You just wanted to know the words. Yeah. So glossa, I know tongue and language. So I want to say every tongue, tribe, and language. Passage is that. Let me do it this way. Oh, because it wasn't just glossa by itself. Okay, that's what it was. It was the heteroglossa. So yeah, it's a prefix that means not the same. So homo is the prefix that means same. Hetero is the one that means different. Different. Okay, so it's Revelation 7:9 is what I want. Okay, so 9. I'm just curious here in this. Great multitude that no man could count, numbering of all the ethnos and kindreds, phyle, and peoples, laos, and tongues, glossa. So, languages divide people. I don't know laos well. So nation is where we're going to get ethnicity from, ethnos. Where are you from? Who do you hail from? Phyle, your kindred, your relatives, and your laos, your people. Okay, we don't need to go into that, but I just was, since we were talking glossa, that's one of them here. Okay. Let's try to finish Deuteronomy 7 now. If you obey these ordinances and are careful to do them, the Lord your God will faithfully keep covenant with you as he promised your ancestors. How do you keep the covenant promises? You do what God has given you instructions. It's not, sorry, God's on the hook. He made promises to your ancestors. No, there is an obligation in order for God to continue to do it. It's not like, oh, I can just do whatever I want because my ancestor served God. No, you need to still be faithful to God. If you're faithful to God, God will keep the promises he made to your ancestors. He will love and bless you and make you numerous. Okay, which word for love is this? Is it Hesed? Oh, which verse are we? 13. He will love Ahab. So it is Ahab, familial love, and bless Barak, and multiply Rabbah, all those who Barak. Okay, we'll go back. So it wasn't what I was thinking. Okay, this is interesting. This whole section is having Ahab here, and my brain would have been expecting Hesed love. So he will Ahab and bless you and make you numerous. So this is one of the parts of the promise to Abraham, that he will be numerous. He will bless you with many children, with the produce of your soil, your grain, your new wine, your olive oil, the offspring of your oxen, and the young of your flocks in the land that he promised your ancestors to give you. You will be blessed beyond all peoples. There will be no barrenness among your livestock. One of the ironies about the promises of the patriarchs concerning offspring was the characteristic barrenness of the wives of the men in whom these pledges were made. Their affliction is in each case described by the very Hebrew word used here, akara, an affliction that will no longer prevail in Canaan. So it's interesting that there will be no barrenness among your livestock. Like, you're going to be blessed with multiple children, and there will be no barrenness in your livestock. So bless the fruit of your womb. Okay. The Lord will protect you from all sickness, and you will not experience any of the terrible diseases that you knew in Egypt. Instead, he will inflict them on those who hate you. Okay. Is this prescriptive or descriptive? Okay. I usually am asking that when it's instructions to us. This is what God is promising. So is it prescriptive or descriptive? Is it only those 10 plagues you won't have? But all those 10 plagues will go on other people. Or you won't experience terrible diseases that you knew in Egypt. You won't have any sickness. None whatsoever? Or is this just, you're going to not experience what you saw in Egypt as a people, plural, not as an individual promise, but as a people promise. So there will not be plagues and pestilence that are widespread. That's how I would see it, not a promise to every individual people that nobody will ever be sick. You must totally devote to God all the people whom the Lord your God is about to deliver to you. You must not pity them or worship their gods, for that will be a snare to you. Okay, must not pity them or worship their gods. Okay, that's going to be on worship. I want to know what pity is. Okay, so 16. Have no pity. Hus. A hus upon you. Hus is probably what they're going to say.
Strong's H2347. Hus.
To pity.
Hus.
Have compassion, spare, look on with compassion. Also, regard not your stuff, for the good of the land of Egypt is yours. I think that is Pharaoh saying that, or that's, I think that's Pharaoh saying that to either Joseph or Joseph's family. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Lord the God has delivered to thee. Thine eye shall have no pity. Oh, well, that's what we're reading. Okay, so this is the second one. So, having compassion upon. It's just such an interesting thought. Don't have compassion on them. Why? For they will be a snare to you. That's why. Don't go after their gods. Don't let them continue to live the lifestyle that they're living. If you think these nations are more numerous than I, how can I dispossess them? You must not fear them. You must carefully recall what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and all Egypt, the great judgments you saw, and the signs and wonders, the strength and power by which he brought you out. Thus, oh, come on, scroll. Thus the Lord your God will do all to all the people you fear. Furthermore, the Lord your God will release hornets among them until the very last one you hide from, ones who hide from you perish. The meaning of the term translated hornet is debated. Various suggestions are discouragement, panic, terror, leprosy, pestilence, as well as hornet. The latter seems most likely suitable with the verb salak, send. So God is sending. Well, he could send pestilence, he could send terror, he could send panic, he could send discouragement. He works for all of those, my friend. But also, it's how hard is it to have creation fight the battles for you? So notice, they're to be faithful and go and obey. But God's saying he's going to fight the battle. Excuse me, big ol' yawn there. Okay. Okay, I lost my place. Oh, Big Dingaling. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the follow, Big Dingaling. Totally, it just jumped on me. I don't know where I was. Okay, I know we were 7 to 8. Okay, we got to be. Wow, that was a big jump. I don't know why it suddenly jumped. Okay, there we go. Must not tremble at their presence. Cat Jam, welcome in, Supersonic. Okay, we had the Hornet. That's where we were. All right. Oh. Well, let's go here. Cannot find where, like, it just jumped on me. Also in Exodus, he said he would send the Hornet ahead. Exodus the Hornet, Deuteronomy 7:20. There we go. You're curious if you listen to songs you send you from time to time. I do, but not all of them. I don't listen to a whole lot of music, so it depends on when I get the song that you send. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I got to it, I just couldn't find it. Okay. You must not tremble in their presence, for the Lord your God, who is present among you, is great and awesome God. He, the God who leads you, will expel the nations little by little. Look at this. This is a little by little process. He's not going to drive them all out. Why would he not drive them all out at once? If you drive them all out at once, the land becomes fallow. Nobody is there to care for it. It takes you longer to take it. And when you get to that piece of land that's vacant, it's going to not produce stuff. So if you go in when someone gets driven out, you are able to take over things that are there. You will not be allowed to destroy them all at once, lest the wild animals overrun you. I didn't know it was in this section. I know it was other places. So if I just run them out, the wild animals will move in. Then the Lord your God will give them over to you. He will throw them into a great panic until they are destroyed. He will confuse them with a great confusion. The verb used means shake, stir. The accompanying cognate noun refers to the confusion, unrest, havoc, or panic. He will hand over their kings to you, and you will erase their very names from memory. Nobody will be able to resist you until you destroy them. Okay, so you are supposed to erase their names from history. You want to know why the book of Exodus doesn't tell us which Pharaoh it is? We're not supposed to care. That Pharaoh done messed up, Aaron, and now he's out. He's out. He's out of there. He's gone. You must burn the images of their gods, but do not covet the silver and the gold that covers them so much that you take it for yourselves and thus become ensnared by it. For it is abhorrent to the Lord your God. Okay. The Hebrew word abhorrent, detestable, describes anything detestable to the Lord because of its innate evil or inconsistency with his own nature and character. Frequently such things, or even people, must be condemned to annihilation, kerem, lest they becomes a means of polluting or contaminating others. All right, so 25. Let's see if this is the first use of it. Shadow Tuner. Hey, hey. Okay, so abhorrent, abomination, toebe. It's going well, friend.
Strong's H, 8441.
A disgusting thing, abomination, abominable. So the first use is they themselves and the Egyptians, which did not eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for it's an abomination to the Hebrews. So first, it is a detestable thing in the sight of the Egyptians to eat with Hebrews, to eat with foreigners. So that's what we have. So that's the first use of it. Father Hunman, howdy y'all. God bless and good morning. Thank you. Welcome in, Father. Good to have you here. Second is to the Egyptians. And then the abominations of the Egyptians. So that's the first usage of that. Ranus Ghost, welcome. Okay. So the reason is they are going to become a snare, something that can lead you away from God to worship other things, other gods. You must not bring any abhorrent thing into your house and thereby become an object of divine wrath along with it. So it is the lightning rod that is going to bring about God's wrath. Why would you bring that into your house? You must absolutely detest and abhor it, for it is an object of divine wrath. It is something that is used to worship another god that is contrary to God and the nature of God. So, hey, stay away. Be aware that carrots are good for your eyes when you eat them and not when you stab the carrots into your eyes. I wonder where you were going with that. Excuse me. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. You must keep all these commands I am giving you today so that you may live, increase in number, and go in and occupy the land that the Lord promised to your ancestors. Remember the whole way by which he has brought you these 40 years through the wilderness so that he might, by humbling you, test you to see if, if you have it within you to keep his commands or not. Okay. So the idea of a test is to see what you will do. If I give you a test on knowledge, then it's what you know. But if the test is how will you react, I can test to see how you're going to respond. An interesting one that we might have nowadays is the show What Would You Do? Where they bring a scenario in to a public setting, let it play out, and see how people respond. Which is quite fascinating at times, how people respond to what's going on there. You know that show? Yeah. I don't watch it very often, but I remember seeing previews for it often. And I always felt like, I'm glad I'm not on that show. I really would not want to. You love that show? Yeah, it's like from the ethical things that they do, I like it from that perspective of watching it, of the question, what would you do? When you see the circumstance, would you intervene? Would you step in? Would you help out other people from that? And then they, highlight the people that do such things. I like the show. You see it on YouTube sometimes. Used to be semi-addicted, yeah. Not your interest anymore, Shark Tank. You prefer Shark Tank, but yeah, it's changed, yeah. Yeah, I like shows that bring up the idea of what would you do, how would you help. I think it keeps us at the forefront so that we are more inclined to step in instead of ignore something when it happens. You never heard of the show in your life? Oh, okay. Yep, Entrepreneur Sonic, yeah. Rionis, I know you. I pray you've had a really awesome morning so far and that things are going well. God bless. Oh, Rionis Ghost, that is very lovely for you to pass that on to I'm watching. There you go. If you want to go check it out, there's a link. Okay, so again, testing is to find out the results. Testing is not a pass-fail endeavor. Testing is to find out the results. Where do you stand on this? How do you measure up? Okay. Like, for instance, if you're going to test, this is probably a good example. If you're going to test the purity of silver, you're going to find out how pure the silver is. It's not, oops, it's not silver, throw it away. You already know it's silver. What you want to do is test the purity of the silver. You want to test how much dross there is, how much, intermingled stuff is in there. You want it to be pure. You test it for being pure. Of course, Flat Cap, I haven't forgotten you either. You try to tune in when you're actually awake this early. Yeah. Oh, supersonic dross is all of the contaminants that are in there. So when you take metals like silver and gold, and then you scoop off all of the stuff on the top, that's called dross. Okay. So he humbled you to make you hungry, and then feeding you with unfamiliar manna. So how does God test you? By allowing you to be hungry, and then providing for you. He did this to teach you that humankind cannot live by bread alone, but also by everything that comes from the Lord's mouth. Okay, so we had the mouth here. We were questioning, quote, in the text, to the devil in the midst of the 40-day fast. Yeah. I wanted to know what word for mouth was there in Hebrew, but it won't match the New Testament anyway. Okay. Your clothing did not wear out, nor did your feet swell for 40 years. That's an interesting one to me. Your feet didn't swell. Like, all of the moving, all of the walking, the humidity, the salt, whatever it might be. Be keenly aware that just as a parent disciplines his children, so the Lord your God disciplines you. So you must keep his commands, live according to his standards, and revere him. For the Lord your God is bringing you to a good land, a land of brooks, springs, and fountains, flowing forth in valleys and hills, a land of wheat, barley, vines, fig trees, and pomegranates, and olive trees, and honey, a land where you may eat food in plenty and find no lack of anything, a land whose stones are iron, and from whose hills you can mine copper. You will eat your fill, and then praise the Lord your God because of the land he has given you. All right, we should have ads probably rolling in here shortly. Darth Dross. Oh, that's fun. I like that idea, Darth Dross. All I saw was a side ad there. I don't know if anyone else got a full ad or just a side ad. Oh, there they come.
Judge, it doesn't boast, but it's the anchor when we need it most. Love is emotion, love is the fight. It burns through the shadows, bringing the light. Faith, hope, love.
No ads, Mel? I wonder why. Ads are done. Good, good, good. All right, I did see you put in the 10-2. Yeah, we went a little over 10 o'clock. Yeah, not complaining. Yeah. So we normally pray at 10:02. So Luke 10, verse 2. And I'm just throwing some emotes in the chat. Says, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Pray, therefore, for the Lord of harvest to send out workers into the harvest. And so in digital spaces, in dark places, online, we need people to be raised up to help with the harvest. So that's what we do. We pray for that every day at 10:02 or whenever around that time. But that's our reminder. So God, We're just in agreement with Jesus and asking you to send more workers into the harvest to raise them up, that they will become digital missionaries, reaching out to other people wherever they are. If it's in Twitch, if it's other places, God, raise them up. We can't do it alone. We need more people alongside of us. We know there are people not being reached. They are in games that we don't have Christians in those streams yet. They are in other platforms like TikTok where they don't run across the Christian streamers yet and content creators. So God, raise up more and more Christians, more followers of Jesus to share the good news of the gospel, to share your love with people wherever they are. Those who are already doing it, we pray your blessing upon them, that you will pour out into them, give them strength, give them courage, allow us to connect and be in community with one another so that we can strengthen and bring about a kingdom change and impact. God, we pray this all and ask your blessing in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. So thank you for that reminder there. We could always do it at the end of the stream, which 10 is usually around the end of it, but I felt like I wanted to go a little longer today. And then I need to put this in prayer requests. So let me find a sticky note and make myself a sticky note to add. Pray for me tomorrow. I have a presentation. So my denomination is doing some restructuring, and I am convinced that digital should be a part of it and that people should be connected more than just gathering together once or twice a year, but be in an online community where we connect with one another, build each other up, and know what's going on in each other's lives. So I'm going to be pitching that. And I don't know how many people are going to say, yes, 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 that sounds great, or that sounds like a lot of work. So not only am I pitching it, I'm also pitching it and saying, and I'm willing to help establish it and make it a reality, not just give you an idea and say, hey, hope it works. So you could be a helpful mod occasionally. You're a helpful mod all the time. Every mod has the things they are good at. That's just what you're supposed to be. Do I have a master list of trusted Christian streamers that you can give them to research? Oh, no. I'm not trying to convince them to come watch streamers. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to convince them of what we streamers know and understand of having digital community. I'm not even trying to sell them on come watch streamers. That could be another conversation. I just want to convince them that they need to be in digital community and not say the only thing that's real community is getting together in person. So, I mean, if you're starting a new group of people you don't know, then how are you going to build a relationship if you see each other 2 times a year? Oops, I skipped one. Now it's 3 years before, or 2 years or whatever before I see you again. Oh, right. So, yeah. That's an interesting thought. I will have to think through that if that fits in with stuff. That's of the I know what I'm talking about level of things. That's an interesting thing. I was more inclined to not go with the streamers, but just digital community. That's why I was thinking Discord and WhatsApp being places, even Facebook, where I know churches who are fully engaged with people and able to do it globally. That's the thing I'm thinking of. So, love the question though. And that's what I'm gonna do when I get off of this. I'm gonna be redoing my PowerPoint, playing with that, making sure it's good to go, and I have all my bugs worked out, and so I'll post that prayer for that. Okay, let's get back to the text. Be sure you do not forget the Lord your God by not keeping his commands, ordinances, and statutes that I'm giving you today. How do you forget God? you don't do what God told you to do. That is forgetting God. When you eat your fill, when you build and occupy good houses, when your cattle and flocks increase, when you have plenty of silver and gold, and when you have abundance of everything, be sure you do not feel self-important and forget the Lord your God who brought you from the land of Egypt, the place of slavery, and who brought you through the great fearful wilderness of venomous snakes and scorpions, an arid place with no water. He made water flow from the flint rock and fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your ancestors had never known before, so that he might be humbling you, by humbling you, test you, and eventually bring good to you. Be careful not to say, my own abilities and skills have gotten me this wealth. You must remember the Lord your God, for he is the one who has given ability to get wealth. If you do this, he will confirm his covenant that he made on oath with your ancestors, even as he has to this day. Now, if you forget the Lord your God at all and follow other gods, worshiping and prostrating yourselves before them, I testify to you today that you will surely be annihilated. Wait. I need to know, is that you will surely be devoted to God? I need to know, is that what it is? Okay. We are in verse 19 of chapter 8. Okay. Abad. You shall surely be Abad. So why?
Strong's H6.
This is not devoted to God. This is perish. They should not use the same word. They should not use the same word in English if it's not the same word in Hebrew. We're in a section and you use the word devoted to God. You're going to devote the people to God by destruction, and now you'll be destroyed. My brain wants to go to using the same thing because you use the same word in English, and it's not. It's not the same word. It's to destroy. You will be destroyed. You'll be put to death. You will be killed. You'll be blotted out. There we go. That would be the way I would go. You will be blotted out. You won't be my people. You'll be blotted out from the land. Just like the nations that God is about to destroy from your sight. So he will do to you. Okay, so he's going to destroy from your sight. Why did you go annihilate here instead of destroy and destroy here? So he will do to you because you would not obey him. Let me just make sure it is Ahab. Or sorry, Abad, not Ahab. Ahab is love. Abad is destroy. No cap. No cap. Really? You gonna do me that way? Because I can. And here I stream longer today, and this is how I get rewarded. Listen, Israel. Okay, this is like, that's why I want to get, like, this is a continuous thought here. It's a continuous warning. So there probably are repetitions, there are overlap, there are expansions of what was said before. It's just the Lord testing you like you talked about earlier. Ghost, that's awesome. I love that, man. Thanks. Okay. Listen, Israel. Today you are about to cross the Jordan so you can dispossess the nations there. People greater and stronger than you who live in large cities with extremely high fortifications. So again, there's the repetition of you are tiny, you are small, you can't do it alone. God's actually the one doing it. They include the Anakites, a numerous and tall people who you know about, and of whom it is said, who is able to resist the Anakites? Understand today that the Lord your God who goes before you is a devouring fire. Oh, remember we had you didn't want to go up on the mountain. You didn't want to hear from the devouring fire. You were like, ooh, devouring fire. Let's stay away. Moses, you go to the devouring fire. Yeah, we know he's devouring fire. We don't want anything to hurt us. He will defeat and subdue subdue them before you. You will dispossess and destroy them quickly, just as he has told you. Do not think to yourself after the Lord your God has driven them out before you. Because of my own righteousness, the Lord has brought me here to possess this land. It is because of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord is driving them out ahead of you. It's not because of what you did right. It's because of what they did wrong. It's not because of your righteousness or even your inner uprightness that you came here to possess this land. What do we have? Inner uprightness. Uprightness of heart. Okay. Instead, because of the wickedness of the nations, the Lord your God is driving them out ahead of you in order to confirm the promises he made on oath to your ancestors, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand, therefore, that it is not because of your righteousness that the Lord your God is about to give you the good land as a possession, for you are a stubborn people. Yeah, that is hubbling. Yeah. And then, repeat. Like, I'm going to make sure you know what it is. Even my good deeds are dirty rags. Oh, yeah. Remember, don't ever forget how you provoked the Lord your God in the wilderness. From the time you left the land of Egypt until you came to this place, you were constantly rebelling against him. At Horeb, in case it's not enough to just say, hey, you guys ain't so hot, let me remind you of all your mistakes. This is the no-hit wonders, ladies and gentlemen, the no-hit wonders. At Horeb, you provoked him, and he was angry enough to destroy you. When I went to the mountain to receive the stone tablet, the tablets of the covenant the Lord made with you, I remained there 40 short days and nights, eating and drinking nothing. The Lord gave me 2 stone tablets written by the very finger of God, and on them was everything he said to you at the mountain from the midst of the fire at the time of that assembly. Now, at the end of 40 days and nights, the Lord presented me with the 2 stone tablets, the tablets of the covenant. And he said to me, get up, go down at once from here, because your people, whom you brought out of Egypt, have sinned. They have quickly turned from the way I have commanded them and have made themselves a cast metal image. Moreover, he said to me, I have taken note of these people. They are a stubborn lot. Stand aside. I will destroy them, obliterating their very name from memory. And I will make you into a nation stronger and more numerous nation than they are. Wondering on the obliterating here. Timer is up. Ba-dum-dum. Okay, 9:14 obliterating. So I think it's helpful when you go look up this word. Okay, so it's obliterating, destroy, annihilate. Which words are we using? I may destroy them, samad, and blot out their name. Okay. Destroy and obliterating their name and memory. Okay, so destroy, Samad, Shamad, and blot out, Maha. Oops, wrong one. Shamad,
Strong's H 8045.
to annihilate, to be exterminated, to
Shamad.
destroy.
Shamad.
Who is my neighbor? Who will see? Love's not bound by
Yeah. Destroying the high places. Mahad,
Strong's H
to wipe out.
4229.
The blot
Maha.
out. Yeah, I like the blot out.
Maha.
who is my neighbor? The answer is clear. The one who loves, the one who's near. Not the prideful, not the strong, but the one who acts when the world's gone.
Okay, 15. So I turned and I went down the mountain while it was blazing with fire. The 2 tablets of the covenant were in my hands. When I looked, you indeed sinned against the Lord your God and had cast for yourself a metal calf. You had quickly turned aside from the way he had commanded you. Yeah, quickly turning aside, like 40 days. That's all it took. 40 days and you done messed up, Aaron. I grabbed the 2 tablets, threw them down, and shattered them before your very eyes, because you had just been shattering them before God's eyes. Did you ever catch that? Moses is acting out what the people had done. Then I again fell down before the Lord for 40 days and nights. I ate and drank nothing because of all the sin you had committed, doing such evil before the Lord as to enrage him. For I was terrified at the Lord's intense anger that threatened to destroy you. But he listened to me this time as well. The Lord was also angry enough at Aaron to kill him, but at that time I prayed for him too. As for your sinful things that you had made, the calf, I took it, melted it down, ground it up until it was as fine as dust, and tossed the dust into a stream that flowed down the mountain. Moreover, you continue to provoke the Lord at Taberah, Massa, and Kibroth Havavath. And when he sent you to Kadesh Barnea and told you, go up and possess the land I have given you, you rebelled against the Lord your God and would neither believe nor obey. You have rebelled against him from the very first day I knew you. Corgi Bug, hey, welcome in, friend. You weren't here earlier when I had the unveiling, but you'll appreciate this. At least I hope you will. I'm doing well. I got the shoes for my cosplay. Oh, let me do the big screen. Let me do the big screen. And a few of you came in afterwards. All right. So these are to go with my kilt. I wanted something that looked like a nice shoe, but had a little bit of style to it that you wouldn't normally see. And then also these are cheap shoes. I'm gonna use that first at the Renaissance Fair, which is gonna be out in the grass and the dust and all of that. And I didn't want to use my good shoes there, so these are cosplay shoes only. So, yep. I love seeing your pics of what you're planning to do. You've got me excited, and I keep going. Now I need to do more. Your enthusiasm is contagious, friend. Okay, we'll get back to the text. Sorry. Sometimes you just gotta share. Okay. Yeah, so the people have rebelled from the first day that Moses knew them. I lay flat on the ground before the Lord for 40 days and nights. for he had said he would destroy you. So the idea here is that he's prostrate. He's laying, God's going to destroy you. I am pleading for 40 days and 40 nights for you. I prayed to him, O sovereign Lord, do not destroy your people, your valued property that you have powerfully redeemed, whom you brought out of Egypt by your strength. It's probably the outstretched arm again. Well, give us the image there. By your strong hand. Yes, I know, strength reference, but I prefer the outstretched arm. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ignore the stubbornness, wickedness, and sin of the people. So, on the one hand, you got Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And on the other hand, you have your people. Yeah, let's just remember Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God, is that okay? Can we just remember them? Let's just not remember what the people did. Yeah, there's stubbornness, wickedness, and sin. Yeah, just forget that. There's nothing to see here. Otherwise, the people of the land from which you brought us will say, the Lord was unable to bring them to the land he promised them, and because of his hatred for them, he has brought them out to kill them in the wilderness. They are your people, your valued property, whom you brought out with great strength and power. With your outstretched arm. Yeah, again, like, I love the images. Why do you like whitewash the images here and go with the conceptual word instead? Okay. Slime Maverick, thank you for the follow. Okay. Again, we're continuing. This has been a section of warning to the people beginning in chapter 5. And he's going on and on and on about this. If we backed up before that, what we had read previously, it was setting things up of the reason why he was going to do all of this, recounting what they had done. Now he's going back to the warnings of, hey, don't stray away from God, and don't think that what God's giving you is because you all that hot. You ain't that in a bag of chips. You are nothing. You continually are rebellious. And let me remind you of that all. I'm going to write it down for you all, lest you forget, lest your children forget, because you're supposed to teach them all the good of God, but you need to remember all the bad of you. So let's go. At that same time, the Lord said to me, carve for yourself 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and come up on the mountain to me. Also make for yourself a wooden ark. I will write on the tablets the same words that were on the first tablet you broke, and you must put them in the ark. The same words. Let's see what we have there in the footnote. If I can click on it. There we go. The care with which to replacement copy must be made underscores the importance of the verbal precision in relying on the Lord's commandments. Maybe that's not what I'm getting from it. It's not I'm changing them. They're the very same thing that you had already. That doesn't need to be new. That's what I'm getting. And you must put them in the ark. So, I made an ark of acacia wood and carved out 2 stone tablets just like the first ones. Then I went up the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hands. The Lord then wrote on the tablets the same words, the 10 commandments. This should say the 10 words, or could, I should say. 10 words. The 10 commandments are known in Hebrew as the 10 words. In Greek, became decalogue. Deca, 10, log, logos, word, 10 words. Which he had spoken to you at the mountain from the middle of the fire at the time that assembly, and he gave them to me. Then I turned, went down the mountain, and placed the tablets in the ark he had made. They are still there, just as the Lord commanded me. During those days, the Israelites traveled from Beeroth Bene Jaakan to Meserah. There, Aaron died and was buried, and his son Eleazar became priest in his place. Okay, so this is, now we've moved on from the words. We've moved back into actions, or is this after Aaron and he's recounting that part? From there, they traveled to Gudgoda. Oh, no, sorry. Gudgoda. What do we have here? This is possibly the same as Hagidgad. Okay. And from Gudgoda to Jotbatha, a place of flowing streams. Place of wadis. Okay, so we are in 10:7. What is Gudgoda? Is this a good name for your metal band? Gudgoda.
Strong's H 1412.
The slashing place. It totally is.
God.
It totally is. This is the name of your new
God.
metal band.
Gudgoda, the slashing place.
All right, we got ads coming in, everybody. I'm gonna go do this time. Oh, switch that. Oh, wrong one. Haha, that's funny. I can still make that work. There we go. We got the fishies. We got the fishies, and I'll even give you more fishies. Let me just change this a second. There we go. More fishies for you. I'm gonna go full on underground because you don't get that one on this stream. So let's do that. We'll go straight underwater. That looks where the most action is right now. All right. In case you missed it, I pulled up the fish channel so you could see the underwater view, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, I think. To the tune of the dramatic chipmunk. Gudgoda. I don't even know how to do the chipmunk thingy very well, so okay. We'll go back to our text. Why is it not there? Weird. All right. So Gudgoda, the slashing place. See? Bible's got good metal names. I'm telling you. Okay. Place of flowing streams. At that time, the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the Lord's covenant, to stand before the Lord, to serve him, and to formulate blessings in his name. Or to the tune of ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Formulate blessings. The most famous example is the priestly blessing formula. Okay. As they do to this very day. So they are to formulate blessings. Okay. They can give new ones. Therefore, Levi has no allotment or inheritance among his brothers. The Lord is his inheritance, just as the Lord your God told him. As for me, I stayed on the mountain as I did the first time, 40 days and nights. The Lord listened to me that time as well and decided not to destroy you. Then he said to me, get up, set out, leading the people so they may go and possess the land I promised to give their ancestors. Now, Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you except to revere him, obey his commands, and love him, to serve him with your mind and being, and to keep the Lord's commands and statutes that I am giving you today for your own good? So what does the God require of you? Revere him, obey him, love him, serve him with your mind and being, and keep statutes and commands. I didn't count that. So revere, obey, love, serve, and statutes and commands could be 1. So keeping. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 7. Who knows? And it's for your own good. The heavens indeed, the highest heavens, belong to the Lord your God, as does the earth and everything in it. However, only to your ancestors did he show his loving favor, and he chose you, their descendants, from all the peoples, as is apparent today. Therefore, cleanse your heart and stop being stubborn. Your necks do not harden against, see the word stubborn in Deuteronomy 9:6. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great, mighty, and awesome God, who is unbiased and takes no bribes, who justly treats the orphan and the widow, and who loves resident foreigners, giving them food and clothing. What? Who justly treats the orphan and the widow, who loves resident foreigners and gives them food and clothing. If this is God and we're to be like God, what does that say we should do? There's a whole lot to wrestle with that. Just asking the question though. If we are to love God and love our neighbors ourselves, and we are to be like God, and God says he is one who takes no bribes, and he treats the orphan and the widow justly, and he loves the resident foreigner, giving them food and clothing. So you know what? Let me just check this. No, that won't be. Never mind. So you must love the resident foreigner. Oh, we got to go look that up. What word are we supposed to do for the resident foreigner? Because you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. Now, again, I know this is given to the people of God who are in the land. So it doesn't mean there's an automatic, we have to do the same thing. So don't hear me saying that. I want to know the principle here, though. 10:19. Okay. Ahab. So he's been using the word Ahab all the way through here. So you are to love as family. You are to love as family the one who is a foreigner. Revere the Lord your God, serve him, be loyal to him, and take oaths only in his name. We have that repeated. Maybe there is a chiasm here. That phrase, the same phrase, was earlier on. Maybe we're coming to the end of something. Maybe he's repeating it for emphasis. Maybe it will happen again. He is the one you should praise. He is your God, the one who has done these things and awesome things for you that you have seen. When your ancestors went down to Egypt, they numbered only 70. But now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars of the sky. So you are now as numerous as the stars of the sky. You were 70. Now you are more. Okay, let's go to the next chapter. I just want to see the love there. I don't want to keep going necessarily. We're at 11. I need to end. Just want to say you shall love the Lord as long as we're here. It's Ahab. Okay, so we're repeating the Ahab for every time of love that we have here. Okay, so we made it through Deuteronomy 10. Man, we trekked today. We trekked a lot today. Bum, bada, bum, bum, bum. We finished Job, so I'm not sure what we're doing tomorrow. Oh, I do have my meeting tomorrow. It's at 10. I may or may not be streaming. If I do, it'll be a short stream. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Hey, Christopher from Mumia? I don't know that one. From Umia. There we go. From Umia. Welcome in. Good to see you. All right. Oh, by the way, if you missed it, do have a podcast on Friday. It'll just be at the end of the stream. We'll be joining to, it feels 88 at the moment, like a sauna. That sounds good to me. We probably won't be that hot today. We'll probably be low 80s. So, who shall we raid today? We've been blessed with 2 raids, and we can go bless someone else. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you're just sneaking in here as we come into an end. All right, got a couple of choices. Let's see what they're doing, and that'll decide. Go to Lexi levels. Oh, co-working is starting. Now we'll go to. I didn't know she's doing co-working. Okay. We're going over to Big Unk. We'll go over to Big Unk. So let me send you off with a blessing, everybody. May God's seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for being here, hanging out, lurking with me, joining in the conversation. I appreciate you all. Be blessed, and let's go be a blessing wherever we go.
Flat cap on his head, he's streaming live. Reading so alive. A prayer in his heart that lifts the soul. In the digital world where spirits roll. Hallelujah, from the screen we scream. Join the pastor in the holy dream, spreading love with every verse he reads, planting hope like precious seeds. He's a shepherd with a virtual flock,